Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1405, 1405. Oh, Greta Hausman on C-SPAN on Washington Today. So lovely. I have this thing for female news anchors. What can I tell you? Welcome to FFF 1405. Today we'll get to News Random and randomly throw some stories at you.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
You will decide to swerve to the left or swerve to the right. It's up to you. We'll also get to Bison Bentley,
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Valentino, and Madame Rutabaga. Let's talk about Greta. She's on C-SPAN and you can't forget her, 'cause she's got those amazing arms. Women have all kinds of charms. Am I a leg man? Am I a boob man? No, I'm an arm man.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I like it all, but you know what? It's neither here nor there,
Mike's
or up there or over there.
Daily
Hey, I have to swear
Podcast.
on this show that finally we have more than one listener. Sylvia, of course, we always cherish Sylvia listening. She's wonderful. But now Greg's listening. Supposedly. Greg's listening. Woohoo! I felt like blowing up part of Café Anyway with all the happiness I felt. Yeah.
Is you blind?
Maybe. Anyway, at Café Anyway. Anyway. Here we are at Café Anyway, and someone just walked in.
Hello, Michael Matthew. It is Madame Rutabaga, and I have lived for a long, long time.
You have. You've been around a long, long time.
That's true. It's been such a long time. I think I must be going.
Don't go. Oh, she just left. But look who walked in.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we love Chris Christie and that he closes down parts of the beach so that he can lay there.
Yeah, he did that a couple of weeks ago. He took over a beach. It's good to be king. Ooh, I would love to have that little drop from that movie, but instead I have this.
Busted eardrums.
Same guy, different movie, but it's good to be king. Hey, the fact is that Vicky, Tom, and Annalisa and I had a wonderful dinner. It was sort of an impromptu.
And here's today's podcast picture.
It's a picture of the dinner. No, it's not. It's a picture of a beautiful lion. This was at the Oakland Zoo. I haven't been there in a while, but I got to go because I had free tickets. If you have a library card, there's a thing called Discover and Go you can get to through the library's website. And on the calendar, it has specific museums that have free days. And this is not just happening once a month or once a week. There are free days at a myriad of museums around the Bay Area constantly, every single day. And like the Oakland Zoo had a free day. So I went to that and I saw the lion and he was just hanging out there. Or I don't know. Was it female? Do the females have manes? Is there a water main that goes underneath Café Anyway that just broke? Is that why we're submerged underwater? I don't know. At Café Anyway, it's gotten a little wet, but hey, we'll get through that. Anyway. At Café Anyway, located somewhere here in Podcastro Valley, Mont, the last place on earth. Welcome to Café Anyway. One thing, though, that my friends, Vicky and Tom, they are wonderful people. They have come a long way in their diet. They used to eat a lot of processed stuff. And their son, who I met first, Robert, that's how I met Vicky and Tom. Robert, who's in his 30s, would tell them, look, Mom, Dad, stop eating so much processed stuff. And they've come a long way. Our dinner last night was really good, and it had Brussels sprouts. And when they go, Mike, do you want some Brussels sprouts? And I'm like, sure, that's awesome. I'm one of these guys who can deal with Brussels sprouts. But then they did the Brussels sprouts that are, I don't know if it's Jolly Green Giant or whatever, but it's the kind that has, it's not just the frozen Brussels sprouts, it's like immersed in butter, and it's that processed weird butter. So they still got a little bit of the processed 1950s thing going on where everything they ate. I don't know how Tom drinks milk every day. There's no way I could drink. He drinks a lot of milk still. He's a couple years older than me. I can't drink milk anymore. I had issues with it. So, but it's good. Builds strong bones. I guess at some point I'm gonna have to start taking supplements. Greta Hausman on C-SPAN is lovely, and I love her arms. Have I mentioned that? Hey, let's get to the segment today, News Random. First, Mike'sDailyPodcast.com, a wondrous place where you can click on things and stuff opens up, and it shouldn't slow down your computer or smartphone. You can check it out on your smartphone. And there's also past podcast pictures. There's a link to the Amazon rainforest no shopping platform that has made Jeff Bezos so much money. But yeah, you can click on that, buy whatever it is you're going to buy. That helps us out. We get a little thing from that. Nobody ever does it, but I like to mention it. And there's also the PayPal. You can help us out that way. Get a special greeting from all the Café Anyway characters. But once again, a big hello to Greg for listening to the show. He said you're going to have to change your podcast from Sunday because Scaramucci is gone. And that makes me sad because I can't sing that little part from Bohemian Rhapsody anymore. Scaramucci, can you do a Fandango? Scaramucci is gone. We're going to get to that in the segment we call
News Random.
Isn't that a good one?
What really happened with Scaramucci? Well, some of the same forces that propelled Anthony to power also hastened his just as fast descent. I'm getting a feeling that that's how it is behind the scenes with this administration. It's like a reality TV show you may have heard of called The Apprentice. I feel like we have an apprentice White House. With the now ex-communications director resigning yesterday in another sudden staff shakeup. Two sources close. Might as well just smash the words together. Two sources close to Donald Trump said Scaramucci's profane remarks last week to New Yorker magazine disgusted and offended some close to the president, including Melania and, crucially, Ivanka. Such beautiful names. Don't you think? They had it. All these names in this story are awesome. Scaramucci, Ivanka, Melania. I could be telling you some fantastic made-up story, but it's the truth. Or the fake news media truth. No. Apparently, behind-the-scenes stuff's going on. And Ivanka Trump had initially advocated for Scaramucci's hiring, but yesterday, gone. The first day on the job for Trump's new chief of staff, though, the retired Marine General John Kelly. As of this recording, he's still there. One source said both Ivanka and husband Jared Kushner, hubby Jared, supported Kelly in his move to dismiss Scaramucci. And it wasn't just the expletive-filled interview. For those of you not familiar, an expletive is a word that, because I put the clean label on this show, I cannot say. But it sounds a little something like this. So, do you get it?
Busted eardrums.
You're welcome. Still, even as late as Sunday evening, Scaramucci told MSNBC's Stephanie Hu that he believed the fallout from his New Yorker interview would just blow over, but it did not. He believed he could do no wrong in the eyes of the president. Instead, Mr. Kelly, the new chief of staff, his first order of business yesterday morning was to tell Scaramucci in no uncertain terms his services would no longer be needed. Scaramucci, who likes to wear sunglasses and look a little like Mark Wahlberg, had lasted 6 days, the shortest tenure of a communications director. My friend, the shortest ever. That is the quickest someone has ever been the communications director. Heck, I could have just been communications director in the amount of time it took him. While the White House didn't initially decry Scaramucci's vulgar comments to the New Yorker, by Friday, the president was getting an earful from confidants outside the administration. The blowback built, even for a president who's no stranger to salty language. Scaramucci's interview, with its F-bombs and anatomical references, and bombs are not allowed on the, I was going to have a bomb sound effect, but, oh, here we go. They are allowed on this podcast in audio form. With its F-bombs and anatomical references apparently came off as too lowbrow. By mid-morning yesterday, Scaramucci was sacked, and Kelly, a 40-year Marine, had conveyed to the rest of the staff that the chain of command now runs through him. Straighten up and fly right. Before he took the job, Kelly had solicited assurances that he'd have the autonomy to make critical staffing decisions. Now he and the president have another big decision ahead of them. Who will replace Scaramucci as communications director? Essentially the public face of the White House and its message. While Trump insisted Monday there's no White House chaos, it's worth noting he alone created much of the turbulence, installing Scaramucci, which triggered Sean Spicer's departure, which preceded Chief of Staff Reince Priebus's forced resignation, which opened the door for Kelly. See how it all works? That, according to NBC News and a couple of writers, Peter Alexander, Kristen Welker, and Hallie Jackson. Meanwhile, there's an email prank going on. An email prankster successfully tricked top White House officials by posing as various administration members in a series of emails. This, according to CNN, and as reported by The Hill, this happened last evening. The United Kingdom-based emailer managed to present himself as White House senior advisor Jared Kushner, former chief of staff Reince Priebus, and recently nominated ambassador to Russia John Huntsman Jr. CNN obtained the emails from the so-called prankster. In one set, the prankster posed as Kushner in a message sent to Homeland Security advisor Tom Bossert. Quote, Tom, we're arranging a bit of a soiree towards the end of August. The person pretending to be Kushner wrote to the official White House email account of Bossert, quote, it would be great if you could make it. I promise food of at least comparable, not comparable, but comparable. So yeah, not the best speller, this prankster. Quality to that which we ate in Iraq. Should be a great evening. Bossert, seemingly taken in, replied, thanks, Jared. With a promise like that, I can't refuse, and proceeded to include his personal email. Yikes. Sarah Huckabee Sanders said, we take all cyber-related issues very seriously, and we are looking into these incidents further. The prankster also managed to convince White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci that he was Priebus, and exchanged several emails with him shortly after Priebus left the administration last week. The fake Priebus wrote, I had promised myself I would leave my hands mud-free, but after reading your tweet today, which stated how soon we will learn who in the media, who has class and who hasn't, has pushed me to this. That tweet was breathtakingly hypocritical even for you. At no stage have you acted in a way that's even remotely classy. Yet you believe that that's the standard by which everyone should behave towards you? General Kelly will do a fine job. I'll even admit he will do a better job than me. But the way in which the transition has come about has been diabolical and hurtful. I don't expect a reply. Wow! Oh. Nice fake email, fake Priebus. Dang. Scaramucci then replied, you know what you did? We all do, even today, Scaramucci said. But rest assured, we were prepared. A man would apologize, he said. Well, the prankster continued to email with Scaramucci while posing as Priebus, slamming Scaramucci for questioning his ethics and saying he had nothing to apologize for. Read Shakespeare, Scaramucci replied. Particularly Othello. You are right there. My family is fine, by the way, and will thrive. I know what you did. No replies from me. CNN said the person who also sent emails to Scaramucci posing as Huntsman, in which Huntsman inquired about whose head should roll in the apparent feud between Scaramucci Priebus and the chief strategist of the White House, Stephen Bannon. Bum, 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 Stephen Bannon. Huntsman and Eric Trump were also taken in by the fake emails, though CNN noted that Eric Trump caught on quickly to the suspect emails. Good job, Eric. From, quote, Donald Trump Jr. and told the sender, I have sent this to law enforcement who will handle it from there. As we go outside a Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Yeah, you got to be on it today. This isn't just a White House thing. This is all of us thing. Be suspect. Especially if there's bad spelling. I know. You know, here's the thing, is I expect my friends to spell correctly. Because there's this little thing called spell check on everything now. And somehow the hackers, the pranksters, they get it wrong. They're awful spellers. That's what I've found. Tesla, as we wrap up the show, handed over the first 30 versions of its Model 3 electric car to employee buyers on Friday. They were so excited. They got their car. They can drive around now. $35,000 is the starting price. This is before tax incentives. The compact car is suddenly within reach for many American families. Although the price escalates quickly, the initial version will cost $44,000 before the standard model is available later this year. The whole point of Tesla was to build a great affordable electric car, said Elon Musk with his amazing beard that only goes around the edges of his jaw. Because he doesn't have time for a full beard, my friend. It's got to be just a little streamlined beard. Because that's how he is. He is streamlined. And he made this announcement right here in Fremont, California, where I'm sitting at the moment. That's what this day means. I'm confident it'll be the best day in the best car in its class, gasoline or not, hands down. Color costs extra, by the way. The longer range version costs less per mile. Buyers might not get it until 2019. Foreign markets have to wait. And a performance version is coming out in 2018, according to USA Today. Next show is going to be the wonderful Shelley Shuhart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the Engineer. Have a ripper wonderful day. And be careful of as you leave. You know, our shoes are all wet because a water main broke here at Café Anyway. Oh well. That's what the hot Fremont sun will help us out with later today. Ooh, I gotta go see a dentist in a little bit. I'm excited about that, my friend. Tomorrow I'll probably be talking like this because I'll still have all the gauze in my mouth. Oh, what joy. Have a wonderful day.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!